Hi! Good evening to all of you, my dear learners, and welcome back once again to our channel. This is Teacher Aubrey, your English teacher, but tonight let me be your motivator because we are going to discuss tips or ways how you can stop or how we can stop procrastination, and tips on how to become more productive in work, in your school works, in your job, or in whatever thing or in whatever you are doing. So, how are you? How's your day? What keeps you busy? I would like to welcome all of our 50 live audience, and of course, like what I'm usually doing, I would like to ask you a little favor to share the link of our video tonight. Share the link on your Facebook or on your social media accounts. Send the link through your messenger or any messaging apps so that many will benefit from our lesson or topic tonight. Yes, because sharing is caring. And let me just greet all of our early live audience tonight. The earliest learner tonight is Yen Uriel Badagas. Hi, Teacher Aubrey. See you later. Ayan, see you. OR's life is also with us tonight. Hello, Lalaine Duran. By the way, this topic was requested by Miss Lalaine Duran. She's also a teacher here in our division in the city of May Kawayan. Also a teacher from a different school. She sent me a message. She replied on my day on Facebook. She said, "If your topic will be about how to be productive, I'll really watch that." So she gave me that idea while I'm in the salon earlier. I went to the salon. I had my manicure, pedicure, foot spa, hand spa, and hair treatment. Yeah, let's love ourselves. Let's treat ourselves once in a blue moon. Yes, once in a blue moon lang dahil hindi naman palagi. Ano po? So, ayan, sabi niya kapag daw yun ang topic, manonood talaga siya. So, sabi ko, sige, that will be our topic for tonight's live video. Kaya naman, your request is my command. And the reason why I chose to really have this topic is it's really beneficial to many. Di ba? Maraming makikinabang sa topic na ito dahil talaga namang kahit anong ginagawa mo, kapag gusto mo magtagumpay or if you would like to accomplish a lot of things, you have to be productive. You have to say no to manana habit, yung laging nagpabukas na lang, di ba? Kailangan i-ignore mo. You have to say no to procrastination. Okay? So stay in tune, Ma'am Lalaine. I have 11 tips for you tonight. Not just for you, but to all our dear live learners tonight. We also have Janice D. And also, Stronger is Better. Hello, love poem or hurt poem. Ayan, congratulations. I read your topic. I read your message. You're already enrolled in grade 11. Congratulations. Ayan, Hot Pepsi, who is always watching all the way from Taguig. Yeah, and hopefully every one of you is okay tonight. Yeah, I know this topic will be very exciting. We also have with us tonight Vidge You. Hello. Yes, it's a very good topic. A poem from love, poem or her poem, Kintal ninyong turo, ma'am. Kay humatid sa amin doon, dulong ikakatamong tagumpay. Ayan, maraming salamat. Napakahusay naman ng makatang estudyante natin ito. Wilma, Joanna, Leia from Baliwag, Etinotna, Rosalie, si English Shara, hello! Hello, Teacher Janet. Nakachat ko kanina while I was in the salon. Mardeline, Sophie, Jeannie Boy, Suryo, Wilfredo, Lester, Lalaine, self-care is the key. Yeah, self-care, di ba? Sa mga teachers na viewers natin tonight, though we are very busy with a lot of things to do, with pile of paperworks, with a lot of tasks to be submitted, di ba? Kailangan we still give ourselves some pamper time, di ba? Kahit paminsan-minsan, kailangan natin yun, we have to treat ourselves. Ayan. So again, good evening to all of you. If you are, and we have our live audience from Qatar, Juvi Abad. If you're learning a lot from our previous videos, and I know for sure that in this topic tonight, you'll learn a lot. Maybe you'll realize something that, aha, that's very practical. That tip is something that is just very practical. Bakit hindi ko ginagawa? Diba? So yung mga bagay na ipapaalala ko sa inyo ngayon tonight, I'll be giving you 11 tips how to be productive. Maaring alam niyo na eh. Nakakalimutan niyo lang. So, di ba, ang gamot sa taong nakakalimot ay paalala. So, I'm here to remind you to do these helpful tips on how you can be productive. Hello, hello. And of course, give this video a thumbs up, share the link, and comment on our live chat box so that I can read your comments. I can read your ideas, your thoughts about our topic tonight. So, without any further ado, let's begin our topic on. Yes, mega shout out to you, Dong Tanglui Malyari. By the way, I'll stop or shout out, but I'll keep on looking at the live chat box there. So if you're watching on your mobile devices, like what I usually say, if you see that one live chat, click that and you'll see the live chat. You can send real time comments that I can see real time. Yes. And if you're watching on your laptops or computers, the live chat box is there at the right side. Okay, so what are we waiting for? Let's begin our discussion about this topic. I'm just going to write it on the board so that you can screenshot this one. How to be, I'll write it capitalized so that there's the emphasis. The topic tonight is, I hope you can read it clearly, is how to be productive. Yes, how to be productive. Before I answer and share the 11 tips tonight, why don't you answer it first? Kayo muna yung sumagot. Paano ba maging productive? Paano ba maging produktibo? Come on, share with us. It's okay, Romer. It's okay. I just started our live video tonight. Okay, how to be productive on your own way. What are the things you are doing to be productive? What's your definition of productivity? Does being productive mean you have to do a lot of tasks at a time? Or does being productive mean that you can only do a few things? Konting bagay lang yung magagawa mo, pero matatapos mo sila at with flying colors mong nagawa at matagumpay mong nagawa. Ano ba dun yung kahulugan ng productive? Yung marami kang nagawa, sabay-sabay mo silang nagawa, pero hindi naman maganda yung quality. Or few lang, konti lang yung nagawa mo, but then you did that. You did those things. You accomplished them with flying colors successfully. What for you is the definition of being productive? Sure. Iba-iba tayo ng pakahulugan. From love poem or hurt poem, mag-focus sa mabuting tungo. Hindi ko mabasa. Ayan. What is being productive? So let's define what is productive. What does the word productive mean? When we say productive, according to Merriam-Webster, productive is an adjective. Isa itong pang-uri, nagbibigay uri sa isang pangalan o sa isang panghalip. Productive is an adjective that describes a noun or a pronoun. We give this attribution most of the time to person or to people who can do a lot of things, who accomplishes a lot of things. So from Merriam-Webster, productive is an adjective which means having the quality or power of producing, especially in abundance. O ibig sabihin, you are on the state of accomplishing a lot of things. Okay? Producing especially in abundance. Marami kang na-accomplish. Marami kang natatapos. Okay? Ito yung uri ng paggawa na nagawa mo yung mga targets mo. Okay? But do you think, para sa inyo, yun nga ba talaga yung sukatan natin ng pagiging productive? And also, another definition of productive is that you are on the state of being effective in bringing about. Okay? Yung tipong may pinlano ka at na-target mo talaga yun. Kasi effective yung mga paraang isinagawa mo para magawa mo yung mga tasks mo, para ma-accomplish mo yung mga gusto mong magawa. From Romar Salamat, being productive to me means to do a job and finish it right away. Yeah, I'd like to take note of your comment. No delays. Yes, from Romar Salamat, being productive means no delays. Di ba? Sabi nga natin sa thumbnail natin, say no to procrastination. You know what? One of the many reasons why we cannot be productive, maybe today or tomorrow or last week, because we keep on making delays. We keep on allowing delays to come into our lives. Diba? Hinahayaan natin na lamunin tayo ng delays, ng procrastination, ng pagpapabukas ng mga gawain. So now, let's, yeah, good evening to all of you. At tama yung sinabi ni Anna Kagin eh. When you accomplish something, di ba, you feel satisfied. You feel you're on a cloud nine, di ba? If you watch my short video, on a cloud nine, which is an idiomatic expression, you can use that expression when you're very happy. And another reason, or one of the many reasons why we feel happy, why we feel we're on a cloud nine, is that when we accomplish something successfully or when we become productive, right? From Lester Mandulado, keeping yourself busy by doing things that are important and worth for your time. From Hot Pepsi, my day is always productive while caring my children and studying English as my second language. Hello, Rhea Vallesera and Kim Bonifacio. All right, so let's proceed to our topic. Let's have the 11 tips about being, about achieving being productive. So, you know what, my dear learners, it doesn't matter what you do or where you work. Yes, it doesn't matter ano man yung ginagawa mo, saan ka man nagtatrabaho, lahat tayo, every one of us is looking for ways to be more productive on the job. Di ba? Gusto natin maging productive. Ano man yung ginagawa natin, saan man tayo gumagawa ng mga bagay na yon, isa lang gusto natin pare-pareho, maging productive tayo. Walang matinong taong gusto na hindi niya matatapos ano man yung task na ibinigay sa unahan niya. Okay? So, why are we all obsessed about productivity? Bakit gusto natin maging productive? Ano ba talaga meron sa pagiging productive? So, maybe because in this digital age, yes, in this advanced technology age, there are a lot of distractions around. When you look, there's the computer, there's the internet. When you look to the right side, there's your mobile device. There are the different social media platforms that distract you instead of you focusing on your lesson, instead of you typing the different tasks given to you by your manager, analyzing the different data given to you by your supervisor. You're hooked looking at your mobile device and scrolling up, scrolling down, checking your friend's Facebook account. You see, there are a lot of distractions nowadays. So, staying on task and avoiding distraction is harder to accomplish than your actual work. So, let's all admit that, di ba? Sa panahon ngayon, kahit sa kalumingon, napakaraming distractions. And that is one of the major reasons bakit tayo hindi nagiging productive. And not to mention the feeling, yes, not to mention the feeling of a productive workday is somewhat euphoric. O talaga namang napakasarap sa pakiramdam, di ba? Para kang nasa cloud nine, sobrang saya mo kapag naging productive yung araw mo. Kapag may na-accomplish kang gawain or task or assignment. So now let's move on to the first tip. Hello, English Practice with Kathy. I'd love to invite you all to subscribe to her channel, English Practice with Kathy. She is an English secondary language teacher based in France. Yes, nasa France po siya, doon siya nagtuturo. Mag-subscribe kayo sa channel niya, marami kayong matututunan about English. Hello, Aram, sexy Aram, good evening. Yeah, so from Glenda Bolano, she has a formula on our live chat box. She said output or input is equal to productivity. Very good. I love that. So our first tip, how to be productive and be in the fight against distraction and say no to procrastination is this. I want you to take note of this. The first one is, wait, I'll erase it. What do you think is our first tip? So, my dear learners, our first tip for this topic is this. Can you see it clearly? The first tip is yeah, that's the first tip. Use your morning to focus on yourself. Yes, use your morning to focus on yourself. What does that mean? Use your morning to focus on yourself. So, the very first meaning of that one is to put your cell phone not near you, or put your cell phone far from you, on a far direction, far place. Here's your bed, put your phone there, so that when the clock alarms, or when the alarm you set on your phone already rings, then you will be obliged to go up, yes, to rise up and to get the phone to turn that alarm off, di ba? Kasi karaniwan, ang unang-una, di ba, lahat naman tayo ngayon sa panahon natin ay bukod sa may body clock tayo, karaniwan para magising, nag-a-alarm tayo. Pero ang ginagawa ng iba, itinatabi lang nila sa kanila yung phone nila bago matulog. Pero masama po yun. Ilayo nyo sa inyo. Ilayo nyo. Para kapag nag-alarm yung phone, di ba, kapag nag-alarm at katabi mo lang, inaantok ka pa, isusnooze mo lang, papatayin mo, ipipikit mo uli ang mga mata mo. Pero kapag malayo sa'yo, anong gagawin mo? Maiirita ka sa tunog, automatically tayo ka para kuhanin yon at ano? What will happen next? Papatayin mo, nakatayo ka na, and then, mamamotivate ka na, ipagpatuloy na yung gagawin mo instead na bumalik ka pa sa higaan mo. So take note of that simple and practical tip. And you know what? One of the big productivity killer to start the morning or our mornings is by checking our phone, di ba? Karamihan kasi ngayon di ba? Ang unang check talaga ay ang phone kapag gising sa umaga. Ano po? Yes, I have my TikTok account at aubrey.bermudez. Meron po akong TikTok account. No? Yung tipong pagising nyo, imagine niyo, one of the biggest productivity killer is when you are checking your phone, checking your social media, going to your messenger apps or other messaging apps, checking your emails. Diba? Reward yourself. As you wake up in the morning, reward yourself. Maximize that time to see the beauty mornings can offer. Okay? And that time, you can don't allow the technology to dictate you on what you have to do. You have to start your day outright by ignoring your emails, your messenger, your Facebook, or any other social media accounts, your morning calls na hindi naman ganun ka-urgent at kakailangan. Ano po? So, instead of focusing on those distractions in the morning, give yourself a good breakfast. Yes. You can also read the news, read newspaper, or watch TV. Yes. Malaman mo lang kung ano yung lagay. Baka papasok ka sa trabaho, yung pala biglang canceled na pala yung klase. Hindi ba? So, nangyari sa akin yan. Nasa jeep na ako, patungo na ako sa trabaho, malakas ang bagyo. Hindi ako nag-abang sa balita. Yung pala, canceled na yung pasok. Umuwi ako, mataas yung baha. No? So, ayun, be aware about the things happening around. Meditate or work out, even just 10 minutes. Do a little exercise in the morning. So that through those ways, you can ensure that you have got the necessary fuel for a productive day. So, again, the very first one is to use your morning to focus on yourself. That's the first productivity tip. Now, let's move on to our second productivity tip. If you know other tips or ways that you usually do to be productive, share that with our community of learners tonight. Don't be shy to write your tips on our live chat box. So the second one is to wait, what do you think? The second tip, my dear learners, is this. I hope you can see it clearly. Number two is set your challenging task before lunch. Yes, set your challenging task before lunch. So before lunch, that pertains to morning. Yes, morning, because after lunch or during lunchtime, that's already noontime. After that, after lunchtime, that's afternoon already. So you have to set your challenging task before lunch. Why? Because you have to take note. Please take note that our minds, yes, that our brain is fresh. Yes. There's a higher possibility that our brain is fresh during the mornings. Yes. So what you have to do is to knock out, yes, knock out, bullseye your most challenging work when your brain is fresh, diba? Even when you are doing your assignments, even when you are answering challenging tests, quizzes, what do you usually do? You are looking for an item that you find easy. But since that's easy for you, maaaring iwan mo lang muna saglit, di ba? At maaaring doon ka lang muna mag-ukol ng oras sa sobrang hirap. Hindi ba? At dahil nga, mas marami ka pang energy. You have a higher energy level in the morning since hindi ka pa nakaharap sa maraming tasks, mas kaya pa ni energy level mo na i-accomplish yung may hirap na mga gawain na kailangan mong matapos. Hindi ka pa na-drain out. Okay? So if you have other tasks na hindi naman ganun kahalaga, na may kailangan kang i-meet, may kailangan kang usapin, may kailangan kang isulat or sagutan, you can schedule that on the afternoon. And that way, you can be more productive. So again, for the second tip, I want you to set your challenging tasks before lunch or in the morning. That's the second tip. Now let's proceed to our, and I'm looking at your we have our live audience from Melbourne. Naomi Fernandez from Melbourne, Australia. Hello, what time is it now there in Melbourne, Australia? So from Mayan Esitan, productive means you have strategy to do your job and to finish it. Yes, take note of her term. You have a strategy. Strategy. May technique kang sinusunod. Yun ang sabi niya. Now let's move on to the third tip. For the third tip, this one. So your tip, what's her name? May Ann Esitan is applicable for our tip number 3. Oh, hello. Hello, Elmer Javier. Thank you so much for sending a super sticker worth 10. What does that mean? $8. Australian dollar? I don't know. Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you. I really appreciate your generosity for showing appreciation on our live discussion tonight. Thank you so much. I'm just going to fix my hair. Okay, so it's already 11:42 in the evening in Australia. Wow, thank you so much. It's already late night there, but you're still with us to listen to our lesson. So now let's proceed to our number. Oh, by the way, I'm going to read Vigio's comment. Productive. So he gave meaning to the word productive. Sabi niya, procrastination distracts us creatively. Yes, tama. So think intricately and very effectively. Bento si VG. Yes, ang ganda. Sige nga, i-ano natin yung inimbento mo. Napakahusay. Ipipin natin yung comment mo. Ayan, I love it. Thank you so much. From Romer, fresh minds and body, ready to take the challenge of the day. Now, let's move on to the third tip. Our third tip is create a system. Okay? Create a system. So gaya nga ng sabi ni May Ann kanina, di ba? Kailangan daw may strategy. And that strategy is also synonymous to a system or a technique. So most probably you already have developed a few productivity ruining habits, di ba? Meron na talaga na masasabi natin na itong bagay na to, it really distracts me. Checking my phone from time to time really distracts me. Ito, yung paglalaro nito, ito yung bagay na talaga nakaka-distract sa akin, di ba? Over the years na nagtrabaho tayo, na, o kung nag-aaral man kayo, you're still studying, there are really some particular things that has turned into your distractions na talaga. Hindi na mababago. Ano po? Pero huwag mag-alala, habang may buhay, may pag-asa. So what you have to do is just to manage. Yes, manage your destructing ways by creating a system. Okay? So sa iba na mayat maya na nag-check ng kanilang emails, ng kanilang messenger, ng kanilang Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, ano pwede ninyong gawin? Pwede kayong magplano. Okay? Magplano kayo. Okay, during this day, since Monday to Friday, I will have my, or Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'll have my online class. Kunyari ako, teacher. Yan, halimbawa pala, hindi kunyari, dahil teacher talaga ako. Example, I'm an English teacher, start ng class, say, I'll have my online class scheduled on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I'm going to plan that since my online class will be from 8 till 12 noon from Monday till Wednesdays. So what I'm going to write on my to-do list or my planning notebook is that I'll wake up at 7 or 6 a.m. And then after that, that's the only time that I can check my phone. Create a system. Make that system turn into your routine para hindi ka mahirapan. Lagi mong makakasanayan mo, that will be part of your system, that will be part of your routine, and then things will be easier for you. And gradually, you will not notice that little by little, you are able to resist, you are able to kill all the distractions around you. So, again, for the tip number 3, create a system. And with that, as you resist from the different distractions, you're able to accomplish more important goals throughout the day. Now let's proceed to our tip number 4. For our tip number 4, you know what? Usually you think to be productive, you have to multitask. Yes, multitask. For example, to students, to learners, while answering this task, also doing another task, feeling nila that way, mas magiging productive sila. Pero ito pala ang sinasabi. Makinig pong mabuti. So for our tip number 4, I want you to take note of this. For the tip number 4, please, please stop doing this. Stop multitasking. So the usual perception of productivity is doing a lot of works at a single time. But that doesn't make you, yes, that doesn't make you more productive. Why? I'll discuss why. Listen carefully. So akala natin kapag sabay-sabay natin ginagawa, di ba? Kunyari may 10 bagay tayo, there are 10 different tasks we are doing at once. Akala natin, magiging productive talaga tayo. Hindi po. You know what? Kapag nakagawian niyo po yun, sabi nga sa isang pag-aaral, changing tasks more than 10 times a day. For example, during this time, you are doing at least, not just at least, you're doing 5 to 8 different tasks. You're switching, while you're doing this, you're doing that one. Parang sa mga nanay, Pero hayaan natin yung mga nanay, diba? Yung mga nanay habang naglalaba, nagluluto. Kailangan talaga yun. So let's focus on schoolworks, on your work-related matters. gagawin kang ito, magsiswitch ka maya-maya doon sa isang gawain, ano po, yung ganung bagay na ginagawa natin, that drops your IQ an average of 10 points. Bakit? Kasi you lose focus. You lose focus on one thing and get things done more effectively and efficiently by focusing on one task at a time. Mas nagiging effective tayo eh. Mas nakakapag-focus kasi tayo kapag nakatuon lang yung attention natin sa isang tasks sa pagkakataon na iyon. And also, akala natin the more we do a lot of things at a single time, the more productive we are. But you know what? You have to take note that less is sometimes more, being less is sometimes getting us to become more productive. Ano po? Ayun nga, constant task switching is making us more tired, di ba? Kapag mayat maya, ito yung ginagawa mo, tapos isasabay mo yung tasks na ito, yung task number 1, tapos maya-maya, pag tapos ka na kay task number 2, si task number 3 naman, habang hindi ka pa tapos kay 3, jump ka naman kay task number 4. Di ba? Mas mabilis tayong nagiging tired. Nababawasan yung productivity level natin kapag mabilis tayong mapapagod. Bakit? Kasi instead of you accomplishing those tasks, dahil pagod ka na, anong gagawin mo? Baka makatulog ka dahil sa sobrang pagod. So, instead na maging productive ka, naipon lang yung mga gawain mo. Okay? So, that takes up brain energy. Di ba? That takes up a lot of your brain energy if you're doing that too often. At instead na magiging mas productive tayo, hindi po tayo nagiging mas productive. Okay? And you know what? The modern workplace that we have right now, the environment we have right now, sobra pong daming bagay na nagdidikta sa atin. It seems like our surroundings are dictating us, you have to do this while you are doing that, you have to do this while you are doing that thing. So a simple and practical additional tip for this number 4, stop multitasking, is when you are, for example, when you are doing your thesis, when you are doing your module, when you are analyzing a data given to you by your boss or your manager or your supervisor, because the biggest distraction today is the mobile devices, the different games and applications on our phone. Alam niyo po ba ang pwedeng gawin? Kunyari, may gagawin ka. Yung bagay na yon, I can never forget that. I heard that from a person I knew before. Hindi ko lang maalala kung sino yon, pero narinig ko yun sa kanya, hindi ko na yun nakalimutan. Sabi ko, ang simple pero very effective. Pero depende pa rin sa trabaho, sa nature ng work ninyo, baka kailangan naman talaga ng phone. So, ang ginagawa niya raw, when he or she, I can't remember kung lalaki ba siya o babae. So, ayan, sabihin natin lalaki siya. When he is doing his task, nasa isang room siya. At alam niyo, ginagawa niya sa phone niya, inilalagay niya sa kabilang kwarto. Sa kabilang kwarto. As in, malayo sa kanya. Bakit? Kasi hindi siya matutukso. He will not get tempted to check the messages, to check others' account, to check other social media accounts. Kasi nasa kabilang kwarto yung kanyang mobile device. And he used that thing to reward himself na kapag natapos niya yung gawain yon, he can play mobile games. Something like that. So yung ganung bagay po, ano? And also, here's a quote from a more credentialed person about this topic of stopping multitasking. Okay, he's a neuroscience behavior professor, Daniel Levitin at McGill. He says that switching comes with a biological cost that ends up making us feel tired more quickly than if we sustain attention on one thing. Okay? So, yung mayat-maya na sabay-sabay na pagpapalit ng mga gawain dahil nagkaipon-ipon na sila, mas mabilis tayong napapagod. Ano? Well, scientifically, obviously, ganun nga ang mangyayari. And the level of productivity, the chances of productivity gets lower and lower. Because we get more tired, right? And now, akala natin, isa pang bagay, ako, ito rin yung kinagawian ko. At sa pag-research ko nga sa topic na ito, ngayon ko lang na-realize, mali pala yung ginagawa ko. Kapag ako po maraming ginagawa, kunyari napupuyat ako, Di ba pampagising naman talaga ang kape? Para mas maging productive, kailangan meron akong kape sa tabi ko. Kailangan iinom ako ng kape. Yes. Alam ko, ganun din naman po ang ginagawa ng iba sa inyo. But caffeine won't necessarily help us. In fact, we probably just need to take a break for a while instead. So kapag totoong napagod na kayo, dahil sa dami at sabay-sabay na gawain, magpahinga ka saglit, take a break, okay? Inhale, exhale. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Okay, don't be so harsh. You have your boundaries. If you feel so tired, you can stop for a little while. Okay? Mag-stop ka sandali. And the best alternative to coffee or caffeine is water, a glass of water. Kapag busy ka sa lahat ng ginagawa mo, lagi kang magtabi sa'yo ng baso na may lamang tubig, punuin ng tubig, para lagi kang paglilingon ka, mapaalalahanan ka, that will remind you to take a break, to drink water, and kapag, syempre, maya't maya ka umiinom, automatically, maiihi ka, tatayo ka, di ba? Magkakaroon ka ng break kasi maiihi ka eh. So, yun yung mga bagay na kailangan ng katawan natin. Again, for our tip number 4, to be productive is to stop multitasking. Okay, now, another thing is, dahil nga high-tech na tayo ngayon, di ba? Additional lang dito sa stop multitasking is maaari tayong mag-install sa ating mobile device ng mga apps. Yes, ng mga apps na ibablock tayo mismo. May mga ganun kasi para na maibablock tayo para po hindi na tayong matukso na i-click yung mga apps na lagi natin kinakalikot sa mga mobile device natin. Ayan, watching naman from New Zealand, si Jimeno Garcia. Lazil de Villa, sabi niya, hello, Dr. Strange. From Lazil de Villa, hello to our 101 live audience tonight. The most productive people aren't afraid of making mistakes. They take action without overanalyzing the consequence and treat each failure as opportunities to improve, for improvement of oneself. Wow, good job. Thank you so much. It depends on you. You know what? These are just tips. Yes, mga tips lang ang lahat ng ito. Still, it depends on you, on the ways na nakasanayan na ninyo, at yun yung mga bagay na tumutulong sa inyo para maging productive kayo. Okay? So disclaimer ha, hindi ka i-share ko sa inyo to, mag-stick kayo sa mga binahagi kong ito. Kasi pwede kayong mag-mix match ng mga tips na naririto. Baka yung iba rito will work best for you, yung iba rito will work least for you. It depends on you. Iba-iba po kasi tayo ng pagkatao. Kung ano yung mag-work best for you, then do them. Okay? Yung hindi naman, sa palagay nyo, hindi makakatulong para being productive sa mga tinalakay ko, then you can eliminate them on your list or the ways on how you can be productive. Okay? So now, let's proceed to the next topic. Next tip. For tip number 5, I'll just write it on the board. For the tip number 5, I want you to read this. Tip number 5 is cut your to-do list in half. Cut your to-do list in half. Okay? Usually, let's all admit this mistake. Kapag gumagawa tayo ng to-do list, eto ha, may papakita ako sa inyo. I'll just share with you this thing. Papakita ko sa inyo ito. I'll go to my keep notes here on my phone. Eto, nakikita nyo ba? Ayan. Siguro naman lahat ng mobile devices mayroong ganito. So, anumang pong brand ng phone, meron kayong, ano ba tawag dito? Oppo kasi yung phone ko, meron siyang notes. Ayan, dami, no? Sobrang dami. As in, every time na may biglang magpo-pop up sa isip ko na alam kong importanteng gagawin yon, I'll click that plus sign. Gagawa ako dyan. I'll make the title to-do list. Ayan, to-do list. Ito, sample lang naman to ha, para sa mga hindi pa gumagawa nito, maaari nyo pong gawin. Ano? Ayan, to-do list, and then I'll put check boxes. So once I'm done doing that important task, then i-check ko na para ma-cross out na siya dito sa list. So ano lang po, bakit ko ipinakita sa inyo to? Kasi po, this helps us to become more organized. At makikita natin, ang ginagawa ko kasi, kunyari, um, may ganitong date. For example, nung time na hindi pa pandemic, ako po, I'm hosting events. So, meron sa aking mga bookings. 'Di ba? May mga bookings ng events. Minsan, sa sobrang dami, sabay-sabay. Meron akong nangyari before na nung wala pang pandemic, merong morning, merong evening, merong morning, merong afternoon na event na hostan ko. Ang ginagawa ko, ilalagay ko yung oras, AM, PM, and then, ayun nga. Tapos may isa pa akong in-install sa phone ko. If you have Android phones, nasa Google Play Store siya. Ang pangalan ng app is, eto po, wait lang ha, to-do list. Nakita ko pa. To-do list. Ayan po. To-do list yung pangalan ng app. Tapos ilalagay niyo doon yung task. What is the task to be done? Ilalagay niyo dyan. Ilalagay niyo yung due date. Kung kailan niyo kailangang matapos yon. So, ayan. For example, ilalagay ko brand celebration. Char. Ayan. Lalagay ko, due date nun, August 24. That's my birthday. So, ilalagay ko dyan. Tapos maglalagay kayo ng reminder. Pwede din naman sa calendar sa mga phone nyo yon. Sa Google Calendar. Ano? And then, maaari nyo iset na ilang minuto or ilang araw mag-a-alarm yung phone niyo para mapaalalahanan kayo na gagawin nyo yon. So, that will help, no? At nakakatuwa dito sa to-do list, umaga pa lang. Siguro, kung ano man yung phone nyo, yung mobile device ninyo, meron yung special feature na nagpapaalala sa inyo kung may task kayong gagawin. Pero kasi sa mga Android phones, pwede kayong mag-install nito. At every morning, kapag may task na ganong araw gagawin, umpisa pa lang, yun na yung makikita ko sa notification. And sobrang laking tulong to remind me that I have to do this task. Okay, so going back to our tip number 5 to cut your to-do list. Let's all admit that we are guilty of the fact na kapag gumawa tayo ng to-do list, sobrang dami nating nililista. We are putting so much on our list. To-do list number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hanggang 30, hanggang 50. But I want you to take note that you don't need to write all of them at one time. You just have to think, what should be prioritized? Ano ba talaga yung kailangan? Okay, this week I have to submit my IPCRF. I have to submit my lesson plan. I have to answer the modules given to me by my teacher. And the submission date is on August 6. Oh, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow na. Naku po, magka-cram ka na. Kaya importante na gumagawa rin kayo ng to-do list. Pero, kung yung kailangan yung gawin ay 50, hatiin nyo sa kalahati. Mag-focus kayo doon. Unahin nyo, have in your first half, the ones that should be prioritized o yung mas kailangang matapos. Ano ba, paano natin sila ipa-prioritize? Alamin natin, when is the date of submission? Kailan kailangang matapos? Ito ba talaga yung mas matimbang na kailangan tapusin? It depends on you, on how you will gauge kung ano po yung mas matimbang na kailangan tapusin. Cut your to-do list in half, okay? Kailangan ba yung 30 na nasa to-do list mo, tapusin mo agad lahat? Well, I know for sure hindi. Kahit anong gawain man yan. Pero depende, baka may mga kumpanya na nainipon mo yung trabaho mo. Diba? Okay? And take a less approach, yes, take a less than more approach will help you become more productive. And focusing on the tasks that really matter will help you become more focused on what you are doing. So that's our tip number 5. Cut your to-do list in half and just focus on what really matters. Now, let's proceed to by the way, hello to all. Yeah, you can have your planner. Sa mga hindi naman, meron kasi na iba, ang ginagawa nila, instead po na nasa phone, ang ginagawa nila, may planner sila. Ako, maganda yan, traditional. At mas masarap din sa pakiramdam, di ba? Minsan, kapag, kunyari, pwedeng magsulat ka sa malaking papel kung gusto mo, ilagay mo sa kwarto mo, o sa lugar na madalas mong makikita. Diba? Para lagi kang mapaalalahanan. At kapag nagawa mo, you can cross that out. And that gives you happiness on a different level or on a higher level na may na-accomplish ka. Okay? Okay, so from Romer Salamat, Sister Aubrey, please greet my Mama Ebeng on her 70th birthday today. Okay, hello po, happy birthday po. Mama Ebeng, happy 70th birthday. Wow, sana maabot ko rin yung ganyang age. How's your day po? Kumusta po kayo? Sana manatili po kayong malusog, malakas, at pahabain pa po ng Panginoon ang buhay ninyo. Ayan ha, your request, Robert, salamat, is given. Ayan, let's continue. Now, let's move on to our tip number 6. Eto na. Baka sabihin nyo, Teacher Aubrey, mali naman yung tip number 6 mo eh. Teacher Aubrey, mali yung sinasabi mo sa akin, sa amin. Hindi po. Sige, sasagutin ko bakit hindi. Pero basahin muna natin. So, akala natin, di ba, we become less productive when we are always resting. Papahinga ka ngayon, mamaya-maya, pahinga ka na naman. Di ba? So, our tip number 6 to be productive is this. Take more breaks. Take more breaks. Bakit po ganyan, Teacher Aubrey? So now, this is the explanation why you have to do this. Take more breaks. Bakit daw kailangan magkaroon ng mas maraming pahinga? Okay? So listen carefully. The ache in your brain after several long hours of work should be your signal to take a break. So mahaba-habang oras na yung ginawa mong pagtatrabaho. Kapag tinuloy mo yan, siguro kung may mga teachers na nanonood ngayon, si Ma'am Lalaine, sana you're still watching right up till this moment. Talagang siguro pare-pareho nating naranasan when we are accomplishing the forms, Form 137, the cards of our learners, SF1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Di ba? We're writing down data. Di ba? Susulat tayo. Kaming mga teacher, ganun po ginagawa. Lalo kapag matatapos ang school year na nito lang nakakaraan ay na isagawa namin. Kapag sobrang antok na at pinilit pa namin yung sarili namin magsulat, the higher possibility, the higher chances na mali yung maisulat namin. At anong mangyayari? Mas malaki lang yung trabaho kasi uulitin. So, once you feel tired when you are doing a particular task, kapag napagod ka, that is a calling, that is a go signal na mag-pause ka saglit, mag-break ka saglit. At kapag naka-regain ka na ng enough energy, mas magagawa mo ng effective, ng efficient yung trabaho na kailangan mo magawa. Okay? So, again, for tip number 6, take more break. Okay? And also additional things, since our brain has used up its glucose. So, kapag may ginagawa tayo, yung glucose or yung sugar level na nasa utak natin, ay nagagamit yan eh. Kaya nga raw kapag busy tayo, when we are busy, nalilimutan natin minsan kumain dahil sobrang daming paperworks, there are piled of works. Ang gagawin natin, always have candy with you. Candy. Kasi maraming asukal yun eh. That will also help us to keep our minds alert and awake. No po? Kasi po, mataas yung glucose level ng candies. Okay? Give yourself a moment to refresh by going for a walk. Pwede kang maglakad-lakad saglit, mag-ikot-ikot ka sa bahay, sa kwarto, mag-exercise ng kaunti. Ayan. Ano mo yung mga buto mo. Ano po? Alright? Yes, sabi nga, di ba? Alam niyo po, hello, Paul Hamilton. It's called burnout when one is tired and lost focus. Yes, totoo yan, burnout. Ilan na sa inyo ang burnout sa dami ng trabaho? Di ba? Adults really know that. Tayong mga adults, alam natin yan. Lalo yung mga magulang. Di ba? Sobrang pagod. Yung sobrang pagod talaga, that is a calling na magpahinga na tayo saglit. Na pag sobrang pagod na, wala na rin tayo sa focus, bumababa yung quality ng ginagawa natin. Ano? At sabi niya rin, 25% of burnt calories is utilized by the brain. Minsan mapapansin niyo, ewan ko ha, ako kasi kapag may ginawa ako na puro isip yung ginamit ko, pakiramdam ko, buong katawan ko pagod na pagod. Ewan ko kung ganun din yung nararamdaman niyo. It's okay, Mateo Do. You can still replay the video. Ayan. So by the way, my dear learners, if you're learning a lot from our live discussion tonight about eliminating procrastination, going against going against distraction, yes, fighting distractions, and knowing the tips how to be productive, give this video a thumbs up. Yes, huwag pong kalimutan na i-like yung video na ito at i-share din po sa iba. Okay, so ngayon, ipagpatuloy natin. Ayan, maaari kang umikot-ikot saglit sa kwarto o kung nasaan ka man. Ano po? Para mabuhay saglit yung iyong ano. Kasi minsan, kapag sobra ka rin nakaupo, nakakapagod din eh. Kapag puro ka nalang pahinga, kapag puro nalang upo at kakaharap sa trabaho. Mag-recharge ka saglit. Okay? And truly productive people are not focused on doing more things. That is actually the opposite of productivity. Na akala mo sobrang dami. But the question is still, kumusta yung quality naman ng ginawa mo? Okay ba? Kahit sabay-sabay mo silang ginawa at pinagkaabalahan. Okay? Huwag nating i-compromise yung quality ng mga tasks na nasa unahan natin para lang matapos sila agad-agad sa isang upuan at isang gawaan. Okay? So when you are tired, for tip number 6 to be more productive is to take more breaks. Okay, now let's move on to our tip number 7. Eto, baka guilty kayo dito ha. Lalo ngayon na tayo ay nasa work from home setup. Karamihan, since the pandemic has started, we are on the work from home setup. There are a lot of distraction in the surroundings. Yung tipong hindi mo alam saan ka pupwesto sa bahay para maging conducive workplace mo, alternative workplace mo sa bahay, di ba? So instead na mas marami, mas maging productive ka, hindi. Kasi nagtatrabaho ka, nakaupo ka sa sofa na malambot, at baka maya-maya makatulog ka kasi nawili ka na. Nag-enjoy ka ng sumandal, nakatulog ka na, maya-maya humihilik ka na. 'Di ba? So kailangan maghanap tayo ng perfect part sa bahay sa mga nagwo-work from home, nasa work from home setup. At kailangan masarap sa mata. 'Di ba? So ayan, yung mga bagay na yan ay applicable. Yes, applicable po sa ating tip number 7. So wait for a little while. Okay. Ayan, parang nawawala na ata ng tinta yung ating marker. Wait for a while. I'll just get marker on my drawer. Ayan, marker. Additional marker. Oh, mas maraming tinta. Oh, sige. Okay, we'll buy marker tomorrow. Alright, so for our skincare reveal. O sige, mamaya bago matapos, share ko sa'yo video. Okay, for the tip number 7, throw stuffs away and declutter. Ayan, throw stuffs away and declutter. Did you know what? My dear learners, your physical environment impacts your work and productivity. Malaki ang magiging impact ng work environment mo para maging productive ka. Bakit kaya? Well, siguro naman nauunawaan nyo kung bakit, ano? And conducive work environment, physical environment, doesn't only mean na ka-aircon ka, air-conditioned, malamig, puno ng ventilador yung lugar. Hindi lang yun yung kahulugan. Well, that's also one of the many factors to consider that a workplace is something that is conducive for you to work. Okay? So, iba-iba po. Merong kasing workplace na malaki, merong maliit lang, pero komportable ka namang magtrabaho. Okay? Basta isipin nyo lang po, in this tip number 7, throw stuff away and declutter, yung mga hindi naman kailangan na nakatambak dyan sa harapan mo, alisin mo na. Kung yung mga kapapilan na yan, panahon pa ni kopong-kopong at hindi mo naman magamit sa trabaho mo para maging productive ka, huwag kang manghinayang, itapon mo na. That's the principle of minimalism. You know, minimalism, the less is better. Yung kapag mas konti lang yung nakikita mo, konti lang yung naka-display, konti lang yung mga nandyan, malinis sa paligid. Yes, malinis sa paligid, malinis na resulta. Yes, tama ka dyan, veg you. Ayan. So, naku, mga nambobola pa kayo. Sige, mamaya i-share ko sa hulihan, ha? Okay, be a minimalist. Yes, thank you so much, Paul Hamilton. Be a minimalist. Yung konti lang liligpitin mo, konti lang lilinisin mo. Pag natapos na yung office hour, yung work time mo, konti lang liligpitin mo bago ka umuwi sa bahay, di ba? So, yung mga hindi na kailangan, itapon po. And also, additional for our tip number 7, that helps you throwing stuff away and decluttering unnecessary materials help you to become more productive when you don't have to hunt and peck for whatever that missing thing is. And you'll also save time by not doing that. Di ba? Yung kakahanap mo ng kakahanap dahil nakatambak dyan sa work area mo. Eh ano nangyari? That consumes your time. Kinuha niyan yung oras na dapat ilaan mo para sa mas makabuluhang bagay. Hindi ba? You'll also get more clarity and focus for your tasks at hand. So again, our tip number 7 is to throw away, yes, throw stuff away and declutter. So now let's proceed to our tip number 8. Yan, konti na lang po ah. For our tip number 8 is to Heto. For the tip number 8 is, it's very useful, it's very helpful. Ayan, good evening. Good evening to our, we still have 98 live audience ngayong gabi nito. Yan, tip number 8 is to stop and reflect. Yes, you have to stop for a little while and then reflect, ponder on the things that you already accomplished. And if you give yourself the time to stop, to halt just for a little while, you are able to reflect. You are able to look back, eto na pala yung nagawa ko. At check mo na may mga kailangan ka pa palang i-improve, may mga kailangan ka pa palang baguhin. Ano po? And also in this part, when you are responsible to do or accomplish different tasks on your work or on your job, this is very important. You have to take a step back. Lumingin ka saglit, ano? And see what's working, what's not. What do you think is good accomplishment? What do you think is not so good accomplishment? At sa pamagitan ng saglit na paghinto at pag-reflect, pagbubulay-bulay sa mga nagawa mo, natapos mo, mas marirealize mo ano pa yung mga dapat mong pagbutihin para mas ma-improve mo pa. Okay? Building in time to review is not wasting time. Hindi po ito pagsasayang ng oras, yung paghinto mo saglit at pag-ponder sa mga ginagawa mo, pag-reflect. But this tip will optimize your work moving forward. Okay? Kaya po, i-consider nyo itong tip natin, tip number 8 na stop and reflect. That's for our tip number 8. Number 9, eto, baka guilty kayo rito kasi mataas yung mga pride nyo. Baka mataas yung pride ninyo. At baka hindi nyo na alam yung gagawin. Pero sinasarili nyo lang. Bakit? Kasi nga mataas pride nyo, ayaw ninyong magtanong. So ano po yung tip number 9 natin, Teacher Aubrey? So our tip number 9 is this. I'll just write it. Diba? Baka ganito kayo ha, naku po. Wag po. Sabi nga, walang namamatay sa pagtatanong. Wala pong namamatay sa pagtatanong. Hindi po kabawasan ng pagkatao if you will admit that you don't understand some matters in your work. When you have to admit that you cannot cope up with the work. Okay? Sabi ni Vidju, okay, thank you again. Sabi niya, share ko lang, I really treat all the things as sentimental as possible. But what I usually do to avoid a messy environment, I still keep them by arranging them by its function. Recycle, ika nga. Tama. Okay, sige, Warayan TV. You can still replay the video. Hello from, baka ganyan daw si you channel. Si Paul Hamilton, I think it's one's ego. Yes, someone's ego will keep him. Yes. Will be the reason kung bakit hindi niya gagawin to para makatulong na maging productive siya. Hello, watching from Dubai, Geraldo Navora Feliciano. Hello, kumusta po dyan sa Dubai? Okay, so for the tip number 9 is ask for help. Yes, ask for help on stuffs you do not understand. Ayan, humingi po kayo ng tulong, matuto kayong magtanong. Humingi kayo ng saklolo, walang masama po. na magtanong, ibaba saglit ang pride. Okay? If you are prideful person, mahirap gawin to. Kung ikaw yung tipo ng tao na hindi ka, ayaw mo na nagtatanong, feeling mo ikabababa ng pagkatao mo pag nagtanong ka at humingi ka ng tulong, hindi mo magagawa to. Pero, walang masama doon. Walang masama sa pagtatanong. Ano? I want you to realize that reality. Walang masama dyan. Okay? If you don't like to ask for help on things you feel like you should be able to do, okay? Feeling mo kapag kaya mo naman, hindi ka na magtatanong eh. Pero minsan, kapag may doubt ka, di ba? Maniwala ka sa intuition mo eh. Kapag pakiramdam mo may mali dito, huwag ka na mahiya, magtanong ka sa marunong. Ano? Eto, isang magandang katotohanan. O, katotohanan na, it just happened last 2 days. Yung kapatid ko, share ko ha, is a photographer. Yan, marunong ang nagtatanong, di ba? Okay, alam niyo yung kapatid kong photographer, pakilike niyo yung Facebook page niya, Kev Photograph. Nung nakaraang araw, kinuha siya na second shooter nung kakilala niya ring photographer dito sa lugar namin. And you know what happened? Second time na nangyari sa kanya yon. Dito sa PC ko, may gamit siya na card reader. Nung isinaksak niya na at while he is transferring the files, while he was transferring the files from the camera, from the DSLR camera, that was birthday celebration. Christening or birthday celebration ng isang bata na taga dito lang sa amin. While transferring the data, biglang nag-stop at biglang sabi nung nag-prompt sa screen ng computer, sabi po ay, the device can't be, ano sabi doon? Parang hindi raw mabasa yung device. Tapos nung binuksan namin, hiningi niya na yung tulong ko. Che, patulong ako, help me out with this. Naku, nakakatakot yun kasi pictures yun eh. Kapag nakorrupt, patay siya. So, tinawag niya ako sa taas, tulungan ko raw siya, hanapin kung may virus, bakit nagkaganon. Eh, hindi naman ako IT expert. Although yung mga simpleng virus, ayaw parang ma-retrieve, ano? Ginawa ko yung abot ng mga kaya ko, nagbasa ako ng forums, ng blogs. Okay? Eh, sabi ko sa kanya, hindi ko na magawa, ginawa ko na lahat ng magagawa ko, hindi natin ma-retrieve. Eh, then na-frustrate na yung kapatid ko. So, ayan no, sa halip na na-transfer niya na, sa halip na na-edit niya na yung photos, di ba? Hindi siya naging productive kasi napigilan siya nung pangyayari na yon. Ano pa lalo, kung hindi lalo siya nagtanong, baka kung ano pa nangyari. Eto na nga, ang sabi ko sa kanya, magtanong ka kasi kako sa mga photographers na may ganyang karanasan. Magtanong ka sa mga may experience at talaga namang techie at mas marunong pagdating dyan. Bakit pangalawang beses na nangyari sa yung makorrupt yung memory card mo? So, ayun, hindi pa rin siya nagtanong. Sabi ko, magtanong ka sa mga photographers na, ayan, mamaya bago matapos, isi-share ko yung gamit ko Ayun nga, so sabi ko nga sa kanya, kung umpisa pa lang, nagtanong ka sa marurunong. Kung umpisa pa lang at the beginning, na bago mo maranasan yan, naranasan niya kasi once may shoot siya rito sa bahay. Nangyari yun, sabi ko, buti. Sa shoot lang dito sa bahay na pwede mong i-retake. Paano kung nangyari yan sa wedding, sa birthday, na hindi na pwedeng i-rewind, na corrupt yung photos? O, ano mangyayari? Wala. So, huwag kang mahiyang magtanong dun sa mga marunong. Kasi from their experience, matututo ka, may ibabahagi sila sa'yo. Eh, kaso nahiya siya magtanong, sana napigilang mangyari yung bagay na yun. So yun lang from real experience ng kapatid ko, binahagi ko lang sa inyo. Okay? So, ayun nga, hindi na kayo magsasayang ng oras na unawain yung mga bagay na hindi nyo maintindihan. Kasi mapapaunawa agad sa inyo nung mga taong marunong na mapagtatanungan ninyo. Okay? And not to mention, that could save your tons of time in the long run. Mas masisave dun yung oras ninyo, di ba? Hindi na kayo magsasayang na magta-trial and error kasi magtatanong na kayo sa marunong. And that may be difficult at first to sparse out a few extra minutes here and there to watch a video or call a support line. But in the end, that will help you become more efficient with those tasks. Now, we are on our last 2 tips tonight. Eto. Baka nalilimutan niyo po itong dalawang last tips natin para maging productive. Wait for a little while. I'll write it on our magic whiteboard. For our tip number 10, find time to walk or to exercise. Ayan. 5 time. Ayan, totoo naman yan, Emerito Anes. May mga tao kasi na mas gusto nila sila yung makakasolve sa sarili nila ng mga problemang kinakaharap, nahihiyang humingi ng tulong. Pero let's also admit na kung nanghingi ng tulong, mas magiging productive, hindi na masasayang yung oras mo. 'Di ba? Kakaintindi bakit ba ito nagkaganito? Ano? Thank you, Pinay Abroad. Thank you po. Ayan. Paano makahanap ng forever? Ayan. Manalangin ka ng marami, hindi yan hinahanap, pusa po yung dumarating. Ayan. Okay. So, find time to walk or to exercise. You know what? Sa panahon natin ngayon, lalo kung work from home tayo, hindi na tayo makalabas sa bahay, lalo na nasa gitna tayo ng pandemic. Okay? So, in every place, if you're working in school, kapag naging normal na uli lahat, o kung sa office man, siguro lumabas ka saglit sa office ninyo during break time or kung anumang break meron kayo sa office at maglumakad ka saglit. Okay? At least once a day. Okay? That could be around parking lot, down the street, or in the park. And that is more refreshing than anything on social media. Ayan ha. Wag puro tayo scroll up and scroll down sa Facebook. Okay? Let's give ourselves time na maglakad-lakad, na mag-exercise. Okay? Hindi naman nangangahulugan na mag-exercise ka, mag-ubos ka ng ilang oras at panahon, araw at linggo para kaya mo gagawin yun, magpapasexy ka, magbabawas ka ng timbang. Pwede rin naman na yun yung maging goal mo. Actually, yun yung goal ko ngayon, nagbabawas ako ng timbang. Basta, hindi lang yun tungkol doon. Ano po? Na kaya ka maglalakad-lakad, mag-exercise para sa mga bagay na yon. But you know what? Exercise can help you become more productive because that increases your alertness. Mas nagiging alert po tayo kapag po may physical activity tayo. Okay? Because that increases your blood flow and cardiovascular health. Ayan ha, science-based po yung mga binabahagi ko sa inyo sa tip natin na ito. You will be less anxious and more focused and more capable of dealing with stress. Okay? And for the last tip na konektado sa ating tip number 10, once you find time to walk and exercise, huwag niyong kalimutan. Baka naman nag-walk and exercise kayo, pwede rin naman sa loob ng bahay, walang masama. Pero mas maganda kung outdoor. Pero huwag naman sa maraming tao. Ano po? Kasi nga may COVID ngayon eh. Mas maganda pa rin kasi kung makaka-receive kayo nito. For our last tip on how to become more productive and stop being a procrastinator, ang dahil ko nakikita. Yes, tama po. Move for your mood. Tama. For the last tip, connected to our tip number 10, is to get sunlight. Ayan. Get sunlight. Magpa-araw naman kayo. Yes, magpa-araw po kayo. Get sunlight. Now, that more workers have shifted to remote environments dahil nga po nasa gitna tayo ng pandemic, this productivity tip is more relevant than ever. So, mas mahalaga ngayon yung tip natin na ito dahil po karaniwan, nasa loob lang talaga tayo ng bahay. So, let's find time to get sunlight para po sa sarili natin lusugan and welfare. And you know what? According to a study by Cornell University professor Dr. Alan Hedge in 2018 entitled Daylight and the Workplace Study, sabi niya, tinalakay niya doon how natural light improves workers' health, wellness, and productivity. And you will boost your productivity and alertness with more natural light. Ayan. So, syempre kasi, di ba, kahit naman sa kwarto, Pero siya, ayan nga, magsa-sunscreen daw from View. Kahit naman sa kwarto natin kapag sobrang, di ba kaya ang mga kwarto designed yan na madilim para pakiramdam natin magpapahinga pa rin tayo. Pero kapag ang kwarto maliwanag na, automatically mapapabangon ka na Diba? Gayon din naman ang dulot ng sunlight sa atin. That will help us to become more alert. Hindi po ba? And also, take note, ha? Workers in offices, batay po ito sa pag-aaral, workers in offices with optimized natural light reported a 51% drop. Yes, bumaba raw ng 51% ang incidence of eye strain. And 61% drop naman, 61% drop naman ang insidente ng headaches, both of which can detract productivity, di ba? Kapag masakit ulo, kapag malabo mata, lalo yung sakit ng ulo kapag inatake ka ng sobrang sakit ng ulo, kahit sobrang dami mo kailangan gawin, anong gagawin mo? Hihinto ka saglit at itutulog yung sakit ng ulo mo, hindi ba? Ayun po. So, that was from Daylight and the Workplace Study on how natural light improves worker health, wellness, and productivity. So, again, those are our 11 tips. Let's just have a quick rundown of the 11 tips. The tip number one that we have is to use your morning to focus on yourself. Tip number two is to set your challenging tasks before lunch. Third tip is to create a system. Fourth tip is to stop multitasking. Fifth tip is to cut your to-do list in half. Sixth tip is to take more breaks. Seventh tip is to throw stuff away and declutter. Eighth tip is to stop and reflect. Tip number 9 is to ask for help on stuff you do not understand. Tip number 10, find time to walk or exercise. And tip number 11 is to get sunlight. And as for the conclusion of our 11 tips on how you can become productive and say no to procrastination and fight against the distractions around, the question is, how can we really become more productive? Paano nga ba talaga tayo magiging productive? So, marami na akong nabahagi sa inyong tips. Those are 11 different tips. At may iba pa kayo na yung bagay na yun ay kayo lang yung nakakaalam. Kasi yun yung nakasanayan ninyo para maging productive. Okay? So, you heard and you listened, you watched from our live lesson tonight the different tips. But you know what? There is really no surefire way to increase productivity. Hindi naman kasi binahagi ko sa inyo yung 11 na to, eto na talaga yun Bakit? Ano lang gusto kong ibigay na pakahulugan doon? Na maaaring yung tip na binigay ko sa inyo to, maaaring yung i-mix match. Etong tip 1 and 5 and 6, yun yung best way para maging productive kayo. Okay? Bakit? Kasi po, increasing productivity is highly personalized. Yes, increasing productivity is highly personalized. Ibig sabihin, maaaring ganito para sa akin, para sa iyo, iba yung paraan mo para maging productive ka. Again, disclaimer, these are just tips to help you. Nasa inyo pa rin po kung paano talaga kayo magiging productive. Again, increasing productivity is highly personalized. And possibly, not all the tips I shared with you tonight would work for you or for your workmate, for your classmate. Pero I'm pretty sure one or two of the tips I gave tonight will help you to become more productive. Ayan na nga. So that ends our discussion. Lalain. Ayan. Thank you, Ma'am Aubrey. Problema ko to procrastination. Sinisipag ako minsan tinatamad, hindi consistent. Don't be harsh on yourself. Nalimutan kong bagitin sa umpisa kanina, huwag kayong maging harsh sa sarili ninyo ha. Okay lang na minsan tamarin po. Minsan talaga, may video ako how to stay motivated. Minsan talaga tatamarin kayo Pero wag pong, mag-set ng goal. Napakaraming paraan, gumawa ng to-do list, yung mga tinalakay kong to. Pero minsan darating talaga sa point na you have to take a break. You have to stop for a little while and then to reflect. But you know what? Napakasarap maging productive. Ano po? That will give us a higher level of happiness. That will give us that will put us on a state of extreme happiness kapag meron tayong na-accomplish na mga tasks na ibinigay sa atin. Hello po, Sir Nelson. Kumusta? Ayan, ang kaibigan ko na si Sir Nelson. Kumusta po, sir? Sige nga, baka may mga nais pa kayong itanong. Kung kaya kong sagutin, I'll just answer at least 1 to 3 questions na kaya kong sagutin. Ayan, marami pong salamat sa patuloy po na nag-share ng kanilang mga kasagutan. And my assignment po sa inyo, my assignment for you, my dear learners, mag-share kayo ng best way ninyo kung paano nyo na-maintain yung pagiging productive ninyo. Share your best method, your best way that you can also share with the community of learners on how you maintain your level of productivity. Baka makatulong yan sa makakabasa, di ba? Because sharing is caring. And again, if you learned a lot from our live tonight, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And by the way, I would like to thank our live, not just the live audience, but all our subscribers who are part of this channel. Yesterday evening on our live discussion, we only have 364,000 subscribers. Yeah, 364,000 subscribers. But now, the real-time update, we already have 368 subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting us and for helping us spread knowledge, learnings, and motivations in life. By the way, I'm not just going to share with you lessons in English, but motivational tips like this, di ba? Ang sarap matuto, ang sarap mag-share. Maraming salamat po sa lahat. And also, I would like to invite you to become a part of our second channel. I put the link in the description box below, in which I do vlogs together with my family. It is Aubrey and Family Lifestyle TV. Kung saan, ayan na nga, sa mga vlogs nung kasama ko yung family ko po. Para mapanood niyo, support niyo po. I-like niyo po yung videos, panoorin niyo. Mag-enjoy po kayo doon. And support niyo na rin po yung channel ng kuya ko, Juan P. Moto Vlog, na naka-feature po doon sa aking second channel. Kung ang simbolismo ng produktibo ay langgam, batay kay Virtue, ano naman ang sinisimbolo ng uod? Ang funny naman ang question mo, ha? O sige, pag-iisipan ko yan, ha? Subukan ko sagutin sa next nating topic. Salamat, Angelica Ada. Asan ba yung skincare ko para ma-share ko sa inyo? Oo, kasi ito, dati ko na rin itong pin-remote. Wait lang. Ay, wait, pinakuha ko lang sa itaas. Yan, para mabahagi ko sa inyo. Kasi dati, gaya nga, siguro kung napanood nyo yung mga una kong videos dito sa channel, ito ha, additional lang naman to para to sa, ito, naka-plastic pa nga, yung isa kong supply. Ay, ito, Ma'am Lali, na nagtatanong ka sa akin before, dati sobrang dumaming tagyawat ko. Additional topic na lang to, ha? beauty care, sharing naman. Kung napanood niyo yung mga nauna kong videos, grabe po yung akin pong tagyawat. Grabe po yung naging tagyawat ko before cystic acne. Pero, ayan, kita nyo naman, wala na. Although ito po ay hindi paid promotion, wala po akong bayad dito, pero ipinopromote ko dahil nakatulong talaga sa akin. Before I spent a lot of money. Talagang a lot. Dahil nagpa-doktor pa ako, nagpa-derma, ang daming nagawa sa mukha ko dahil nawalan na ako ng pag-asa. Pero ito po yung, nakikita nyo ba? Ayan, Skin Works. Pero yung ginamit ko, nung time na may tagyawat ako, yan ma-order nyo naman to nationwide. Meron siya sa Shopee, doon ako umu-order. Skin Works. Ayan. Pero kapag pupuno pa kayo ng tagyawat, lalo sa mga teenager na nanonood na tinatagyawat, malaki po to. Ako hindi na ako teenager, 25 ako, 24, tinagyawat ako ng matindi. Pero ang gagamitin nyo pag marami pang tagyawat, yung color green. nawala naman yung tagyawat ko and everything. So, as maintenance set for glass skin. Ayan ha, eto po, glass skin set and skin works. Ayan na nga, pakita ko sa inyo. Hindi po ako nagbibenta ha. Pinopromote ko lang para makatulong sa mga nawawala ng pag-asa na ano. Kaya may soap siya. Sarap pala mag-commercial. Ayan, meron siyang, basta may exfoliating cream, meron siyang sunblock. Ayan po. Ayan. So, ayan, search nyo yan online, lalo sa Shopee. Kung nasang bahagi man kayo ng Pilipinas, maide-deliver sa inyo. Skin Works. Letter Z ha, Skin Works. Opo, pwede sa lalaki to. Lalo, naku, pag nakita niyo yung picture ko dati, baka sabihin niyo, ako ba yon? Grabe yung mukha ko, wala na akong pag-asa. Pero dahil sa Skin Works, nagkapag-asa. Yun lang naman, ha? Magkano? Yung green, yung ginagamit ko na may tagawat, 180 pesos lang. Compare nyo sa 7 to 10,000 na nagastos ko sa doktor nung nagpa-doktor ako. Opo, pwede po. Tapos eto naman, yung maintenance set, 250 po bili ko rito. 250. Yan yung gamit ko. I'm not putting any makeup on my face na. Any foundation pag nagla-live. Yan lang. Pulbo lang. Ayan, pulbo. Johnson's baby powder. Ayan. Nako ha, nagbenta na ako. By the way, thank you so much sa inyong lahat. How much? Ayun nga po, 180 yung green. Nako, maniwala kayo't sa hindi. Yun lang talaga ang nagbigay ng solusyon sa aking mukha. Wait, ipapakita ko sa inyo yung isa kong mukha. Balikan nyo na lang yung mga past videos ko dito sa channel. Sabi ko nga, pangit-pangit ko naman dati. Grabe yung mukha ko. Wait, ipapakita ko sa inyo para maniwala kayo, di ba? To see is to believe. Para lang din makatulong sa mga subscribers natin na nagsasuffer, di ba? Kaya minsan nawawala tayo ng confidence. Kasi, nung time na, di ba, nag-host ako ng events, naku, sa Taiwan, ewan ko lang po, try nyo po tingnan doon sa, eto ha, it's, talagang katunayan ito, yung pagmumukha ko po. Wait nga, pinost kasi nila sa mismong page nila yung mga pagmumukha ko. Although, nakakahiya dahil napakapangit ko doon. Pero hindi naman ako nahiya kasi gusto ko rin makatulong sa mga nawawala ng pag-asa na kung kikinis pa ba sila. Kasi before, talagang nawala na ako pag-asa. Feeling ko para matago yung mga magme-makeup na lang ako. Pero yung pwede pala may solusyon pa. Naku, sa next live ko na nga lang, may website. May Facebook page po sila, Skin Works, na letter Z. Hindi ko lang maalala kailan nila pinost pero photos. I'll go to the photos, mobile uploads. Ayun po. Hindi ako nagbebenta ha. I just like to promote it kasi para makatulong po sa mga nawawala ng confidence. Diba? Kasi we all deserve clear skin. Clear and glowing skin. Naku. Ewan ko kung makikita niyong malinaw sa video. Sa video camera. Saglit lang ha. Total magpapahinga na tayo pare-pareho. Ibabahagi ko na sa inyo ito. Naku, di ko makita yung picture ko. Parang ayaw niyang ipakita. Nahanap ko Ay, saglit na lang ha. Huwag di ko nahanap. Bukas ko i-share sa inyo. By the way, thank you so much ha. Marami kayong natutunan dito. Ayan, nakakatuwa kasi very... Ito, nakita ko na. Hashtag Skin Works. Yeah, I'll go to my photos, to the worst photos of my life. Eto na, nakita ko na. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, ganyan ako kapangit dati. Eto pa, may malala pang mukha. Yung mukha, ako yan. Nung time na ang dami kong tagyawat. Ayan, ubus na yung pag-asa ko as inawala na. Eto, naku po, yung pagmumukha ko. Eto pa. As in, ubos na yung pag-asa ko sa buhay niyan. Seryoso po, umiiyak pa ako, alam na mama ko yan. Dahil sobra yung tagyawat ko talaga, umiiyak pa ako. Pero ayan, eto yung green. Ayan. Yan po yung green. Ayan, tapos eto na nga, wala na. So, very effective. Ayan na, nag-commercial lang tayo, pero hindi po yung paid promotion. So, Skin Works, baka naman. Ayan, thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot. Nag-enjoy ako makakwentuhan kayo tonight after our lesson. Napahaba na naman dahil sa ating kwentuhan. Ayan. Hindi po, okay siya sa lahat ng skin type. Ako kasi oily ako Ayan, puntan tayo sa beauty care. Ayan, so again, sana marami kayong natutunan. Oo, mukha na akong nanay dati. Talagang na-stress ako dahil nga sa naging problem ko sa face ko. Ayan po. Itatype ko na sige po sa chat para alam niyo po. Ito yung Facebook nila. Yan. Ang pangalan ng product ay, ayan, Skinworks. Okay, bukas. Bukas makita-kita po ulit tayo sa another live. Kung hindi 9 p.m., 9:15. Either of the two. Pwedeng 9 p.m., 9:15. Abangan niyo po yung pagpa-plug ko ng ating live for tomorrow. And tomorrow, we will be discussing grammar lesson. Grammar lesson again tayo after these tips. So again, I hope you learned a lot. And before I end our live video tonight, ibabahagi ko po sa inyo itong quotation na ito. Listen carefully, it's still about productivity. Your future is created by what you do today. Again, your future is created by what you do today, not what you do tomorrow. So everything that you can do and accomplish today, do that and say no to procrastination. Let's fight the distractions around us. And also from Muhammad Ali, a famous boxer. Yes, a famous boxer, Muhammad Ali. He said that don't or do not count the days. Make the days count. And you can only make your days count if you are being productive and stopping your procrastination. Again, thank you so much. I hope that I share something inspiring, something worthwhile with you tonight. Pare-pareho tayong ma-inspire na maging productive. Okay? God bless you all. Stay safe. Have a good night. Bye.